Welcome in, everyone. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is all in the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment, click the bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live each and every single weekday. Oof. You didn't say it. Oh, you did say it. Let's fucking go. Brother, I got to tell you, by the way, speaking of Doge, thank you for putting it back into my head to take a look at Wojak. Did establish a position very, very, very early. You can see all the DMs I need to get back to people. Very, very early this morning, I did establish a position in Wojak. And, you know, the times do change. I had posted very limited time today, very busy days. You guys know this was my first day at my new job. Things went well. Just taking in a lot. So, pretty busy, but did have a moment to post this out at some point today. I don't know when this was, but talk about evolving with the times. I will be doing a live stream entirely devoted to meme coins. So you guys know many months back at this point, I had signaled to you guys that you needed, and by social tokens, I mean meme coins, right? Because it was very evident that there was a huge narrative developing in the space. And beyond that, a lot of the charts, if we put aside a moment the fact that it's a meme coin or a social token, same thing, some of the charts are just astronomically bullish. So I am going to devote an entire live stream to meme coins. I'm also going to pose now keep this in mind, I'm going to pose a very interesting question for you by making the comparison of Wojak to Pepe. So stay tuned for that. Let's see. A Doge chain, I truly believe, can be a 100x. Yeah, man, I would not. Well, first off, I think Doge, I've already told you this before, Doge is going to go well north of $1. That's my opinion. I think it's going to be a huge outperformer again. It's going to lead the rest of the meme coins. And if as much capital as I believe is going to flow into the market as I suspect it's going to, and of course Ethereum is our main ship that needs to rise, it needs to get that tide to lift all boats. Once that capital starts to flood in, I'm telling you, people are just, this social meme coin narrative has not changed, guys. It has not changed. And we're only beginning to heat up. Keep in mind that at the peak, I believe Doge, if we take a quick look here, I believe Doge was up towards 100 billion, right? I think it reached about 100 billion. Shiba Inu absolutely, I think, is going to hit that 100 billion this cycle. But when you consider that, and you have a lot of players running here, look, Pepe's broken into the top 20. It's only at 7 billion. You have WIF, last time I looked, it was doing really well. Check out Caspa. WIF is sitting at 3.2. You can get into other players like Bonk, Floki. A lot of these, they have the potential to hit 50, 60, 70, $100 billion market caps. Don't fade these meme coins, guys. Do not fade these meme coins. At the end of the day, what are we talking about when we're talking about a social token or a meme coin? We're talking about a chart and a narrative. So stay tuned. It's all in the charts. Stay tuned for that live stream on meme coins. I'll make sure to have the thumbnail stand out for that. But I hope everybody is having a great day. One of the things that I was reminded of as I got a Amazon order today right before the live stream is, I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but on Instagram I post a lot of gym motivational stuff. But I just started posting photos of some recent recipes that I've made on the Ninja Creme. Okay, I've really gotten into this Ninja Creme, and I have all these different flavors that I am excited to continue to try out. So I've bought all these different flavors of protein powder. So I've made peanut butter ripple, I made a straight up vanilla, I made a blueberry, which I'm going to try this evening. I have a caramel macchiato in store, a pina colada in store, a birthday cake in store, as well as a Fruity Pebbles protein ice cream in store. So lots of protein ice cream recipes, and I'll make sure, if you guys are following me on Instagram, I'll make sure to share those recipes if you're interested. Very low calorie, high protein, healthy dessert. And that Kerry is, but I'm telling you, I'm going to get Kerry, the Ninja brand. They are going to be the first sponsor of, I believe, of this channel, because I am in love with that product. It is great. But today, as you know, Wojak's only 100 million. What's your prediction? I'm not going to make any predictions. We'll talk about it on the Meme Coin live stream. I'll give you kind of my thoughts on it. And it's very bullish, so I'll give you my thoughts. Excuse me. Sorry, I have something stuck in my teeth. I was eating right before this. As you know, today is Tuesday. On Tuesday and Thursday, we do a live TA Q&A segment. So I'm opening it up to you guys. You guys can drop your TA questions in the comments, and I'll make sure to get to them. As you can see, I haven't been doing any trading. I haven't been doing any charting today. I have the same charts from yesterday up. So I haven't had time to chart today. It's been one of those days where they started a little earlier than normal with new hire orientation. So been kind of focused on that. But let's take a look at short-term price action. Short-term price action on the 12-hour. We're just wicking in this zone. Guys, for right now, look, there's nothing new to report here, okay? Today's a red day, right? I think today's a red day. Yeah, we got some red in the market. We got some green in the market. I'm going to make a prediction, okay? Tomorrow, we're going to see a little bit more green than red. Thursday might be a big green day. Friday may be a little bit of red. We're just chopping around right now as the market finally decides to make up its mind and move to the upside, right? I had posted out earlier yesterday, I believe, that I am, I don't know what word choices I used. I don't know if I used anticipated, but feel it's highly likely. I think it's extremely possible, very possible, that Ethereum could be making new all-time highs by June. Again, if May closes out as bullish as I suspect it will, and Ethereum continues outpacing Bitcoin and steals dominance, you're going to see a break of this trend line. And again, for me, different analysts are suggesting different things. For me, we need to see a break of this trend line, and we need to see that break of the trend line hold. But this break of the trend line essentially coincides with another major area of price confluence on dominance at 53%. So I'm just simplifying everyone's life by saying, hey, when you see 53% break and hold, that's essentially when you're really going to see like an alt season. And how I would define an alt season is you're going to see the altcoins really ramp up with price appreciation that's going to outpace Bitcoin. I think at the same time, mark my words, remember me saying this, I think at the same time as Bitcoin is bleeding, dominance is bleeding, you're going to remember back, if you've been here for a while, I've echoed these words to you guys, Bitcoin dominance bleeding doesn't mean that Bitcoin USD necessarily is going down in value. It just means that your altcoins are outpacing Bitcoin. Could be to the upside or downside. That they are to the downside would mean your altcoins are correcting less than Bitcoin. What I believe will be happening as we're bleeding in dominance here is Bitcoin's going to continue making its run to that $80,000, $90,000 range, and you're going to have altcoins just picking up pace, right? And you're going to see media attention, okay? We're not going to be entering mass euphoria, I don't think, in June and July, but it's going to be a heightened state of excitement within the market. So we'll have to see. But things are just lining up too perfectly for this not to happen. Okay, we got a non-crypto, but sort of crypto-related question. GameStop. I haven't looked at this one in a little bit. Haven't even looked at the price in the past week. Let's check out GME. Of course, before I pull up the chart, you know, if you've been following me, I'm very salty because I attempted to reopen my Interactive Brokers account in the third to fourth quarter of last year. I wanted to buy that GME stock when it was at like $14. I spoke about the huge falling wedge, expecting a break to the upside. We did get that. Let's see where price is at. I think we were up at like $80 at one point. Let's see where we're at. Okay. We're holding relative strength here. Now, keep in mind, a lot of volatility here. We came all the way up to 64 bucks, right? Let's get off this. We came all the way, and look at this. Look how perfect, guys, look. I acknowledge, I think I'm one of the few technical analysts out there that acknowledges things that have not gone my way, right? I'm constantly taking a shit on Casper. Casper is a great example of something that has not worked out the way I would have anticipated. That is a true shit coin at the moment. Until the chart turns around, Casper is a shit coin in my mind. Again, I have no emotional attachment to these things. The chart tells me everything. But I'm also going to point out the good calls. I called this entire blue area your buy zone, and look where we landed. We landed to the near bottom of this area at $10, guys. This would have been an opportune time to be buying. Now, had my Interactive Brokers account been open and I was placing in buy limit orders, what do you think I would have been doing? I would have had buy limit orders all in this fucking area right in there. And I was unable to do that. So now that price has broken to the upside, okay, it's broken to the upside here. What's going on with price? Well, there's a high degree of volatility, and in cases like this where you have an asset that has a high degree of volatility associated with it, like a GameStop, it's very common you're going to see a breakup like this you're going to shoot upwards and shoot back downwards. But what do you really want to watch for? You want to watch for key areas of price confluence that were once resistance to hold as support. That's the key thing. So what I would be looking for if I wanted to enter a buy order for GameStop, not financial advice as I always say, I would be targeting, I'll give you a brand new area here. And I want you to drop a comment why I came up with this area. I would be targeting this range right here. Now, does anyone have any ideas to share with me in terms of why I came up with this rectangular region here? I mean, why in the hell did I come up with this area? And there's a lag in the comments here. I'll wait to see. Anyone? All right. This is a major area of price confluence. Not only does it line up with the major area of price confluence back here that I pointed out earlier, but as you can see, once again, we have this 200 SMA on top of these two green horizontal areas of price confluence. But look what else is going on. This is a key thing that I hope everyone here can point out at this point if you've been following me. We have this descending area, black, descending area of resistance, okay? Now that we've broken above it, we want it to hold as support. Very common, guys. What does price like to do? It likes to, once it breaks out of these formations, it likes to come back down here. If it's bullish, it likes to back test. Sometimes we even wick into here, but we don't close in here. And then we continue upwards. So I would be a buyer of GameStop, not at the current levels. I would not be a buyer at current levels. I would allow price to come to me anywhere around $17. Keep it stupid simple, just round the figure. Anywhere between $17 to $14. If GameStop enters $17 to $14, I am I don't have that buy button like Jim Cramer the clown on CNBC, but buy. I used to watch that when I was in my 20s when I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Yeah, so that's what I got to say on GameStop. Kyle, welcome in. You got any TA questions for me, brother? Not a lot of engagement on the TA questions, guys. No TA questions. We can make this a very quick live stream. What else is going on? Shiba Inu, one of the charts that I am actively watching. This chart. No, this is the USD chart. This chart. So this is the Shiba Inu Doge relativity chart. So this is Shiba Inu USD divided by Doge USD. Again, you can take these relativity values for any chart to assess relative strength or weakness, right? So again, what I was doing, and I believe I shared this with you guys, but as we were dropping right in this region here, I began to shift some of my Doge position into Shiba Inu because I knew we had a massive break here. Why did I do that? We got resistance here, and on a different, I think it's on a weekly. It's actually, is it on a weekly? Yeah, it looks better when it's on a weekly, but whatever, we'll keep it on 2 week. Anyway, I knew that we had a huge rise in price. This was once resistance, and I figured if this would hold up strong as support, once we got down into this area, at worst here, but this was what I was calling for, we would begin to bounce. And that's what we've seen so far. So I'll be very interested how Shiba Inu's price performs relative to Bitcoin, or excuse me, relative to Doge over the coming handful of months here. Because what I would anticipate, I want to get one of the things I want to get into a little bit more as a technical analyst, I want to get a little bit more into Fibonacci retracements and extensions. They are things that I do use. Okay, we came up to the 0.618 there. They are things that I do use, but I want to begin using them more. And I think the thing that that led to me thinking about this was I was actually watching, again, guys, in my spare time, I'm always learning. I don't really, when I want to take a mental break, and sometimes when I'm at work and if work allows for it and I can listen, I'll take a mental break and I'll listen to sports radio. But outside of sports radio, to keep a pulse on the Phillies, Eagles, and even Sixers, I'm always learning, right? And I think one of the things that came up on one of my YouTube recommendations, I was listening to a video on just Fibonacci, the Fibonacci sequence, and how it is everywhere in our everyday lives. And it's just quite fascinating, and it really does work within charts too. This whole Fibonacci sequence, and when you look at flower petals or whatever the hell you look at, it's very interesting. So I think one of the things that I want to institute within my chart reading, I hate to say trading because people get the wrong impression. One of the things I want to begin instituting within my own personal reading of charts is to look at Fibonacci extensions, retracements, more and more. So, anywho, what I'm expecting on this chart at some point here is for us to bounce up into this area, and then it'll be a true test if we can get back here or if we double top. That'll be curious. Do we make a lower high? Do we come up here, double top, or make a lower high? Or do we make a new all-time high in Shiba Inu relative to Doge? I'm 50-50 on it. I don't know. We'll have to see. But keep in mind, Shiba Inu is a meme coin tied to the Ethereum chain. So as Ethereum starts to regain momentum and it hits a new all-time high, I would anticipate Shiba Inu during a certain segment is going to outperform Doge. And then they're gonna seesaw, right? Then Doge is going to outperform Shiba Inu, but I'll be very interested in this chart. All right. Got some more comments coming in. Kyle is asking about MNW. Yeah, here's Wojak. It's been a fucking beast. Again, if you remove the fact that this is Wojak and you just look at this chart, I don't understand why you're not bullish on this. We literally just made a new all-time high. Again, more to come here. More to come. And I'm glad, again, I'm glad you put this one in my ear because I was aware of Wojak. It wasn't that I wasn't aware of it, but I sort of just forgot about it. So many other things I'm balancing. And when you had brought it up on the live stream the other day, I started charting it. And then I was looking at the price this morning. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw some in here. So I'm glad you brought it up. So let's take a look at MNW. This is one we have charted in the past, but we have not charted in a while. It's very familiar to me. Yes. Okay. So what do we got? Ooh. Breakdown. Not good. Not good. Definite weakness here. I don't know if there's like a news narrative to follow the chart, but this is not good, what I'm seeing here. What am I talking about? Well, On the one hand, and you can see the last time we charted it, we were somewhere up here, so I'm going to have to flip this into resistance. Green is always support, red is always resistance. But guys, look, you could point to the fact that we do still have a higher low, and I agree with you. We have one high here. But what I don't like to see, while I would agree with you, look at, this is the year 2023, all right? And this is the year 2024. Are you noticing anything here? We set a new low relative to anything we were at in 2023 and 2024. That's certainly expressing a higher degree of weakness relative to a lot of other alts that are in the space with a lot greater strength in there. I am seeing downward resistance here. There's a lower high that came in. Now, if we just look at price action starting in 2023, which I think is really one way you should look at this. A lot of weakness, man. A lot of weakness. You got a low, a high, a lower high, a lower low. I do not. This is not good. This is yeah, that's not good. Those are the basic building blocks of a bearish narrative. Let's go to the price indicators. Ooh, we even had bullish divergence building there. I know this is what I probably was pointing out to you guys. Didn't work out. Great example that sometimes, we did. Now, the bullish divergence actually did play out because we did get a huge run to the upside here. We went from 9.5 cents. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no, 95 cents. We went from 96 cents all the way up to we basically doubled. So the bullish divergence did play out, but since then we've completely rolled over and set new lows relative to 2023. You got to get these price indicators to turn around. MACD's trying to turn around. Stochastic RSI is still sort of crossing up here, but we're all the way at 3. I mean, momentum just has died off in this thing. So we'll just have to wait. First thing you should look for here, and this was Kyle that asked the question, the first thing you should look for here, if you own this, is we need to get up into this region. Really recapture that 95 cent to psychological $1 level. You can see a lot of wicks right here at $1.05. $1 is a psychological level. There's going to be a lot of resistance right in this region. Okay? This is the region right there between $1.01 and 96 cents. So I'll draw what I want to see. I don't want to chart this again until it comes up here, forms support, and then we start coming up here. Because then we have downward resistance. And what we ultimately want to do is create a new high relative to this lower high here at $1.80. So that's really what you want to watch for. Sorry, my friend, I wish I had better news on this chart. Not really the most bullish of charts. What else we got? Kevin, man, good to see you, my friend. Had you look at PAL a month or two ago, it has since cooled off, and curious of your chart perspective on it now. Oof is also asking me, do you play any PlayStation or Xbox? It helps me massively with stress. No, I was commenting. If you actually follow, I'm not going to look for the post. I do have a PlayStation. I don't have an Xbox, but I was always a Nintendo guy growing up. I do have the old NES, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, Wii. I have all that stuff hooked up and I can play it. No, actually the N64, I have it somewhere. But I would say I play video games maybe once a year. I just don't have the time. Or as my post would say on Twitter recently, I make the time for what is most important. So gaming is just not important for me. Right now I'm just in a phase of my life where I am, I just started a brand new job, which I'm extremely excited about. I am trying to build my YouTube and Twitter profile here with all of the followers that are joining the live stream, aiming for financial independence, and also looking to become a more well-rounded and educated investor in this space to help myself and to help others. So that was a long-winded answer. I don't game, my friend. All right, let's take a look at PAL. But if we ever did meet up and you just wanted to drink and game, I'm fine with that. I haven't, that's one of the things when I really think about it. When I look back on my life and I think about some of the best times I've had, some of the best times I've had were with my childhood best friend growing up, and we would just get together and we would game, and it was fucking awesome, man. We had such a good time. And now, now that I don't mind throwing back a few old fashions, I think a little drinking, a little gaming, that would be fun. I haven't done that in a long time. Maybe throw on some GoldenEye on N64. Let's see what we got here. I thought we charted this before. You said we charted this. I'm not seeing any existing price data here. All right, well, let's just stick with something here. So I don't see any pre-existing information here. Nope. But let's just take a look at what we have. Not a lot of price data here. This is ticker symbol PAAL, okay? I'm going to stick this on a 3-day because, again, there isn't a lot of price action here. But what we are going to do is we're going to first identify areas of price confluence that we want to see hold as support. This is the first area right. I'll include this wick right here. This green area is right around 29 cents. Now, you don't want to lose 29 cents because if you lose 29 cents, there is a heightened risk, not a certainty, but a heightened risk that you could fall all the way down to 20 cents. So you could see, roughly a 40% move to the downside if you lose 29 cents on ticker symbol PAAL, okay? PAL AI. These are your main areas of support that you want to see hold. In terms of resistance, guys, you should know by now, this is one of the first things that should stick out to you. We certainly have this is perfect. Look at these 3 touches. Touchy, touchy, touchy. Again, when you draw these descending areas of resistance like this, the more touches that you get on the trend line, the more convicted you should feel on that trend line, right? Versus if we only had 2 touches. 3 touches is good. Now, in terms of areas of resistance beyond the descending area of resistance, there's an obvious area of resistance right here. This is just sticking out like a sore thumb. Red is for resistance. So there's an area right here. That's an obvious one right at 52 cents, 52, 53 cents. There is another area of resistance right around here at about 65 cents. And we don't want to overclutter the chart, so I'll just put it at the all-time high here at about 90 cents, or wherever that's at, 91 cents. But this is, right now, this is simply consolidating with the rest of the market. It's been correcting and consolidating. Again, you have to keep in mind for a chart like this, we shot all the way up from 11 cents to 90 cents, okay? So if you were holding this thing at the beginning of the year, you've done very well for yourself. You just pulled an 8-9X, right? The other thing I would point out here is, there is a general trend to the upside. You can see the higher lows coming in. You can see the higher highs coming in. A very healthy chart. We've just cooled off and consolidated. That's all. Price indicators are trying to turn around here. Let's just hold 29 cents. Again, we do not want to lose 29 cents on this chart, but it's looking good. Good so far. Kevin, let me see what other questions people have, if any. Whiskey. I can honestly say, as much as I get the joke, I've never actually seriously turned to alcohol because of stress. I'll joke about it. I'll certainly joke about it, but I've never turned to alcohol because I've been depressed or stressed, which is great. When I was going through that period that I shared with you guys, that was really rough because of everything I shared. I don't want to go back into it. I never turned to alcohol, and some people do, and it's a slippery slope, and you can get addicted pretty quickly and easily, from what I've heard. So I can joke about it, thankfully, because even during that time, I definitely did not turn to alcohol, which is a good thing to look back on. I would agree with you, Oof. I do think we're in very early on Wojak. Keep in mind, this is only 100 million right now. I'm going to save that for the meme coin conversation, because I think what I will say, not to steal thunder from that video, I think there is a lot of potential for Wojak. Okay? Not trying to, again, never given financial advice on this channel. I'm just saying, and I'll lay out the reasons why. I think there is a lot of potential for Wojak. So while I took a small, what I would consider a relatively small position, it was on the larger side of a small position. It wasn't like a teeny tiny position. It wasn't like Meme AI where I just threw like, I don't know, like a couple $100 at Meme AI. It was a little bit larger than that, just because I see the potential there. So we'll see. Also found out some good news today, by the way. So apparently the organization I joined, they don't pay retrospectively from the 2 weeks prior. They pay based on the current, just the way their pay structure is lined up. Essentially, I get my first paycheck on Friday for the 4 days that I'm working this week, since Monday was a holiday. And I guess I'm not getting paid for, I figured that was the case. But for the 4 days, right? But that lump sum of money that I had spoken about that I'm going to take the majority of and invest it, that's going to be made available to me on Friday. Was not aware of that. I thought that was going to be like 2 weeks from now. So that is great news because we are at a prime position right now. Prime position, in my opinion. If you identify the right assets, there's absolutely still time to get into a lot of these things. Are going to run really, really hard, in my opinion, over the course of the next couple months. Once we, oh man, this might be the best comment that I will see all week. Can I like this? Let me see if you can see which. Oh, can I pin this? Pin message. Message pinned. I guess that's pinned to the top. Once we all make a lot of money in crypto, we can drink and play GoldenEye all day. Cheers. In fact, I got my drink right here. Look at my Hibiki, right? And for those of you who have been here for a long time, you remember where the hell is my Bitcoin shot glass? Oh, it's out in the kitchen, actually. And my chip, where I put all my chips in. God, that takes me way back. That was 2021. That was a long time ago. In 3 years, man, in crypto, 3 years is a long time. You know, when I think back, it's crazy. When I think back about where I was at in life and where I was at with my investments and just how much I've evolved as a trader and an investor and how I view the market, man, 3 years has made a huge difference. It really is. But again, you use every year, every month, every year, you use these as learning opportunities. I am so much better situated today than I was in 21. So, abso-fucking-lutely. I want to pop down. I love it, Oof. I love it. Yeah, we'll get ourselves a few bottles and have some fun. I forget, Oof. I know I was. I don't see Black Oil in the comments. I know I was speaking with Black Oil about getting together. He's not too far away. Oof, are you in South Florida or are you not in South Florida? I forget. Are you in Florida? I forget where you're located at. I don't know. Shoot me a DM if you haven't already on Instagram or on Twitter, and I'll get back to you. But I thought you were located. You're in fuck man, you're all the way up in Gainesville. Shit, that's too far away, my friend. That is like way up. One of these days we'll meet up. Again, I'll throw this out to you. I'm sincere with you guys. You guys are ever down in South Florida, let me know. Like I said, I wanted to get together with Greg this weekend. It didn't work out. But we are going to get together in the next week or two. I did tell him that. We're going to meet up in Delray. So, all right. I think there was one other question here. Prop C looks at a good support, has a descending trend line with the odd favor, a breakdown or a break of the descending trend. Prop C. I don't know what that is. Gainesville. I like that. I feel like you stole that from me. I like that. Gainesville. That's what I would say if I lived there. Fucking Gainesville. Can't really bend that right elbow much. Well, you know. All right. Prop chain. So the question here specifically is, it looks like it's at good support. I'll be the judge of that. And has a descending trend line with the odds favor a breakdown or a break of the descending trend line? Let's take a look. So, as Kevin correctly points out here, we're right in an area of support. Okay, so if I had to put a support band in here, I'd put it right in that area, right there. Okay, that's basically our support band, and that puts us between 230. Let's just say 230 and 250. All right, just round it and make it real simple. So we're right on that support band, and what he's speaking to also is, well, we've got descending resistance, right? So again, this is a strong area of descending resistance, and why do I mean, you could draw it like this. That's fine if you want to draw it like that. I prefer like this because, again, the reason is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches. Okay, so I prefer something like that. But we're up against descending resistance. So the question that I'm specifically being asked from Kevin is, do I feel that the odds are in favor that we're going to break to the upside or we're going to break to the downside? So let's take a look at that. So let me first put in a few other areas that we should be concerned about, or at least, I wouldn't say concerned about, but just keep an eye on. I'll keep it stupid simple. Let me see. I just don't want to overclutter. I'm going to make up a new word. I don't want to overcluttify the chart. I don't want to overcluttify. Overcluttify. All right, cluttify. Sounds like, I won't say what that sounds like. Excuse me. All right, so these are two main areas of resistance that we should be concerned about or aware of, around $3.14 and $3.70. Now, if we take a look at the price indicators, what's really good to see here is the MACD. The first thing I would hone in on here is we can see on the MACD, we're beginning to try to flatten out here. We're working on it. Now, this is a 3-day. New candlestick prints Thursday, so we still have tomorrow's price action. Again, best guesstimate is tomorrow will be a little bit more green than red, right? We're just chipping and chopping. So if that happens, that would favor this incoming candlestick here. But we're trying to flatten the MACD here. Histogram's evening out. RSI's oversold. Stochastic RSI, while we are starting to get a cross down, we're still above 20, which is really great to see. So momentum is not completely died in this thing. It's trying to find its bearings. Now, in order to answer the question of what I think is more or less likely, what I will do is I will go to lower time frame price action to try to discern what is eventually going to bleed off into the higher time frames. Remember, a key concept that I've shared with you guys is the price action, how you're viewing a lower time frame chart, if it's bullish or bearish momentum, if it sustains itself, it's going to continue to bleed into the higher time frames, right? So what I'm trying to say is, in this case, as we've had this correction, what we can do to answer the question if we feel it's more or less likely that we're going to break up, we can begin to go down to the lower time frames to get a clue in terms of what may eventually bleed over into the higher time frames. So if we start to see bullish momentum pick up in these lower time frames that's not as evident in the higher time frames like a weekly or even a 3-day, it could be a leading indicator to tell us, you may not see as much bullish momentum on the weekly or 3-day, but this daily, 12-hour, and 2-day is starting to really turn around here, and I see bullish divergence on the RSI, for instance, right? That'll give us an indication. So let's take a look at what we see here. And sure as shit, we do see on the daily, one of the top things I look for trend reversals to the upside, we do see this RSI. Look at what's happening with the RSI. The RSI here and the RSI here. Now notice price is the same. Price is the same, yet the relative strength index is increasing. We have a little bit of bullish divergence. That's good. That's in our favor. MACD is still positive, trying to turn to the upside to get above zero, our trigger point. Let's go to the 12-hour. Let's cut that day in half, and let's double the price action by looking at a 12-hour chart. Again, we can see the bullish divergence on the RSI. In fact, we could even potentially put this back here and essentially say the RSI has been increasing for a little while now, since April, excuse me. Some of these lower price frame, there isn't anything extremely conclusive to tell me whether we're going to break up or break down with higher conviction. However, given this is my read on this, okay? If I had to make an educated guess, based on where the market's at, so considering the broader market and my own expectations, based on some of the slight clues we're getting on the daily and 12-hour, I would give a 60-40 weighting here. So, 60%, we're going to break this very soon and continue to the upside. 40%, maybe we break down lower. If we do break down lower, again, the key thing you want to watch for is this area of support, right around this 230 to 250. And again, I think it's entirely possible you could see some sort of volatility in here where essentially you get, again, remember this key point. I've hit on this several times in the past, I don't even know, a couple weeks. Quite often you get a range deviation to fake people out before a trend continuation to the upside, okay? Based on what I'm seeing in the chart, based on where my expectations are of the entire market, I would expect we're either going to, this is our base, we're not going to deviate from this and we're just going to continue up, or we get a slight deviation and continue up. I doubt this thing's just going to break down. So that would be my, that would be what I have to say on that. Guys, we've been going for 40 minutes, so I'm going to have to close it out here. Now, keep in mind, before you tune out here, tomorrow I will be live at the same time. I will be live at the same time. Maybe we can get some more, get some exciting price action within this market. Come on, cock move. I told you guys I own some cock. Cocky new. Maybe we'll get some exciting price action tomorrow that we can talk about, hopefully. But I'll be live at the same time tomorrow. And then Thursday, I'm going to be live as early in the morning Eastern Standard Time, around 5:15 on Thursday for TA Q&A. We'll see how that goes. Of course, I do have full expectations. I'm not going to have much of an audience because I don't typically live stream at that time. So it'll be interesting to see who shows up for the first live stream. With his breaking out of this, we spoke about this the other day. It's breaking out of this consolidation pattern. Once you start to see it approaching $4 or $5, we're going to be in double-digit territory pretty quick, in my opinion. Alrighty, I'm going to sign out. I'll be back tomorrow. But until next time, everybody, let's all spread awareness. And let's carry the education forward. Hopefully this market will really pick up soon so that we can all make a lot of money and we can drink and play GoldenEye all fucking day. Proximity mines all day, man. Proximity mines are my favorite. Cheers.